Hello, and welcome back to Talk with Coach, the podcast where we deep dive into the realms of sales, leadership, personal growth. I'm your host, Becca Goldsberry, an elite sales and leadership coach, proudly representing Southwestern Consulting, and I am thrilled to embark on another insightful journey with you. Whether you're a seasoned professional aiming to sharpen your skills, or an aspiring leader hungry for knowledge, or a brand new business owner looking to start your new business, this podcast is your compass to success. Join me as we explore strategies and tactics and mindset shifts necessary to thrive in the competitive landscape of sales and leadership. Get ready to unlock your potential, seize your opportunities, and conquer challenges like never before. So buckle up, let's embark on this transformative voyage together. Welcome to Talk with Coach. So, you guys, today I love my junior league. And one of the reasons is because I get to meet amazing women from all over the country. And this is how I met my special guest today. This amazing guest happens to be was attending a training that I ran for our collaborative training. There's about 26 different chapters around the country that we do trainings for, and my guest hopped on a training that I was doing on effective networking, and she reached out afterwards, and we scheduled a virtual coffee because she's in San Francisco and I'm over here in Indy. And on this virtual coffee, we hit it off, and I'm like, you've got to be on my podcast. And I love hopping on her Instagram, so I will share her socials with you guys, and seeing all the cool outfits and cool things that her and her brother are always showing off. And you guys, her brother is hysterical, and I love all the things that he does, just showing off all the outfits. It just makes me smile every time. But my special guest is Alena LeBlanc, and she is a personal stylist based out of San Francisco Bay Area in California. She works one-on-one with clients both in person and virtually, so you don't have to be in San Francisco to work with her. She uses her knowledge and skills to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals create personal styles that are authentic and aligned and magnetizing. I love that word, magnetizing. Alena's been featured, you guys, in Vogue Italia, People, and Women's Day, and she is a wiki expert. She's also hosts events and workshops to empower people who are in the face of their brands to show up with confidence. She speaks about the power of style and using personal style as a tool to help you create the life you want and attract more visibility and confidence in the process. So, Alena, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for hopping on.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. Well, I would love for you to share, how in the world did you get to be a stylist? And especially as a women solopreneur, I would love just for you to share your story, how you got where you are.
Yes, I'm happy to share. So for me, I have always loved fashion, and I just saw fashion as a way to express yourself, to stand out, and to really have more fun. So when I was little, I always wanted to be a fashion designer, and I would draw, sketch all the time. I would not sew, to be honest. I broke 4 sewing machines, but I would try.
Right?
Anything you can cut up and pin, and I'm like, that would be good. But it was fun.
I was gonna say, you like the quilts then, that all you have to do is cut the edges and then tie the ends to make a quilt. So that's
Yes.
my kind of sewing. I don't know if that's your kind of sewing. That's my kind of sewing.
Yes, I feel like that's fair. It's stressful, but I always enjoyed fashion and playing with colors and fabrics. And then I went to school at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco to be a fashion designer and majored in women's wear design. And then after college, I started working in the fashion tech industry. So it was very different than the typical fashion industry in the way that we utilized data and really focused in on the customer rather than just designing things and working on sell-through. It was really what does the customer want? How is their body shaped? How do they want to feel? And focused on that. And I worked for a lingerie company, a very niche women's luxury company. And then my last role in design was designing for private label brands for a women's rental company. So kind of like, it's like they said Netflix for fashion. So you could wear the clothes as long as you want and return them and get a new box every month. So you're really getting to test out styles, which was really fun. It was called Le Tote.
Nice. Where did you,
Yeah.
how did that concept come about? Are they still around?
Actually, no. So that's kind of how I got to be where I am today. So
Okay.
because of the pandemic, the company that I was with, Latote, they filed for bankruptcy and they laid everyone off. And I remember being so scared because everything was very
Mm.
unsure at the time in general. And I had no idea what I was going to do because people weren't really hiring fashion designers. So I had to kind of figure out, like, why do I like fashion in the first place and how can I use it to have a better impact? And I think during that time I had a lot of downtime to really sit and think and see the effects, the negative effects the fashion industry has on the environment, on people's self-esteem. And for me, I was like, what can I do to make a difference? And even if it's a small impact, just helping a person, one person at a time, and knowing you're helping them feel better, be more intentional with their style. And so it started in people's closets using what they have, and then it's just kind of grown and expanded from there.
I love that. So, what is your next big step in conquering the world of fashion?
I think my next step is I really need an assistant.
There you go. I'm telling you, everybody needs an assistant, right? I mean,
Yeah,
because there are things that as business owners we don't need to be doing so we can keep growing our
yeah,
business.
exactly. And I'm like, I feel like I'm getting in a really good spot in my business where I'm welcoming really great new dream clients who I love working with and focusing on longer term packages where we really get to build a relationship. So I'm like, there's a lot on my plate that I'm like, someone else can really help with that.
I love that for you. So, if anybody is looking for a job who would be an amazing assistant,
Yes.
please submit your resumes.
Yes. And you don't have to
Oh my
be
God,
super into fashion. You just have to be open-minded and willing to work and learn
organized.
and organized. Yes.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so when I was on your website, I saw
Mhm.
that you did offer really cool packages and ways to be able to support others and help them. I would love for you just to share a little bit more some of the services because some of the services you provide, other stylists don't do those things. So I would love for you just to share a little bit more about those packages, how you help clients, and just kind of walk us through that process a little bit.
Yeah, I would say typically people reach out to me when they're going through some sort of transformation in their life, whether that's like finding a new job or they're looking for a promotion or they're starting their own business and they want to show up and feel more confident and powerful in their clothes. So my longer term styling package are really like developed around helping and supporting people in the process because I know trying new things can feel scary. And for me, I'm like, I want them to feel supported. I want them to feel excited about it because I don't think style has to be something to be scared of. It should be something embraced that helps you express yourself and show up more confidently. So my packages that I love working in are my 6 and 12 month packages because we do 2 or 4 seasons and we're really getting into your closet, figuring out how you want to show up in your clothes, how do you want to be perceived in the world, and then shopping is very intentional. And then we do look sessions, which are so fun because that's when we get to really mix things that you already have with your new pieces and create looks that are really beneficial for your lifestyle because in those packages, my clients get event styling and travel styling too. So if you have a conference coming up and you need to look really good, I help you create looks that you can mix and match for travel that you know you feel good in. And I have apps that I use with my clients, which is awesome because they can just open their phone, know exactly what to wear, pack it, and they feel very confident.
That's awesome. By any chance, did you watch the Met Gala? Did you check out all the
Yes.
crazy dresses?
Yeah, but I was so uninspired.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what is some of this hot mess? And like even some of the outfits afterwards, I'm like,
It was
mm,
boring to me. I'm like, you could go
ah,
all out and have so much fun. Like Rihanna, she always like kills it. She looks great. So hers was
right.
like so fun and over the top, and I loved that. But I'm like, so many people, I'm like, everybody was in like beige and black, and it was so boring. And I'm like, ugh, come on,
I was like,
this is your opportunity.
well, I just, I didn't watch, but I just saw like some of the Instagram pics that were coming through. I was like, where's the color? Like, where's the crazy fun stuff? There was not a whole
Yes,
lot this year.
yes, I
So speaking
totally
of
agree.
okay, good. So at least I'm not the only, person thinking that. So what are some of the new up and coming trends, things for people, because a lot of people listening to this are very professional, but they still want to have fun in what they
Yes,
wear, still bring out their personality, or people are like, I don't even know how to have fun, so I'm just going to say stuck in my box. What would be
yes.
some of your advice to like, all right, go look for some of these things, you guys? What are some of those articles right now?
Yeah, so I actually focus on not following trends and really honing in on your personal style because if you're following
Okay.
trends, you're constantly chasing something that I think is a little unachievable, and then you end up with a lot of like crap that you're never going to wear.
Point.
So,
Good point.
yes, I'm like, for me, I really try to help clients understand like what they like. And that comes down to such basic things a lot of the time. So it will be color, like what's your personality like? How can we express your personality through different prints? Like when you put on a color, how does it make you feel? And I think that's so important because if you think about it, as children, you're so excited to try color and new things and feel excited and get creative and play. And then as you get older, there's been this whole like trend of like quiet luxury, which is great because they're really beautiful, timeless pieces, but also you lose so much personality because it is very neutral and it's like very simple silhouettes. So for me, if I would recommend if people are not used to expressing themselves through clothes and they want to try something new, incorporate color or print in very small ways. So you can do that through shoes or through a handbag, accessories, like if you're a man and you wear a suit, like try a different color tie and shirt, like mix up the combo a little bit. For women, I definitely say handbags, try a scarf. That's so simple. It's like an accessory so many people have, but try to incorporate something in a print and see how it feels. And I think just being intentional and thoughtful and taking note after you wear something for the day. Like, did that make you feel good? Did that improve your energy and your productivity? And thinking about that because most people don't. So I think just taking a couple minutes a day to be more thoughtful with your wardrobe goes a long way.
I was going to say, when you see clients who you've helped out, and what are some of the transformations that you've seen over 6 months or 12 months from how they saw themselves to then afterwards?
Yes, I think a lot of the time it's you hear people think that there's something wrong with them and
Mm.
they're not happy. It might be something with their body that they don't feel confident in. And then once we're working together, it's like, no, you're perfect just the way you are, but your clothes aren't perfect for you. So finding these pieces that you feel good in that accentuate parts of your body that you love and you want to embrace, and then maybe it's figuring out what shapes and silhouettes suit you so that you feel most confident in. And I see such a big difference when clients try on something. My favorite thing though is when I pick out something for them and they're like, "Oh no, no, no." And I'm like, "Just try it. There is no pressure that you have to get it. Try it on and then they'll put on something that they didn't expect to like and they love it." And I'm like, "See? You just have to be open and willing to play and try things."
I was going to say, I had a friend once who swore she would never wear animal print, nothing animal print ever.
I love
And
animal
her
print.
her sister made her buy a cheetah printed dress, and then she put a black coat or with like a red pipeline down the front. That was like the cutest outfit, and that I
I
think
love
became like
that.
one of my favorite outfits ever.
Yes.
Right? And nobody would ever picture her wearing this kind of outfit anyway. So anytime she ever wore it, it was like her power statement outfit. So
Yes.
I'm totally with you.
Yes, I love that. And animal print is a neutral, okay? You can mix and match it with almost anything.
You could. I've seen some crazy things and it looks so cute with it, and
Yeah.
nobody would just never pull it off the shelf and make it work. But it does
Yes.
work. For me, I know I'm a jewelry girl, so as you can tell, I
Oh,
like my
yeah.
bling and like my big statement pieces. So I'm always jewelry and then at least something bright, whether it's like my handbag or my shoes or something.
Yes. Yes, because that's such a good way to incorporate color in your personality. And that's so easy to mix with other things that you have. And I think it's like focusing on those things like metallics too. I love metallics, but I'm like,
Uh,
metallics are also neutrals. You can wear them with so many different colors. So it's being open.
Leather. People
I love,
like, I don't know about wearing leather, but a lot of people can
yes.
pull it off. They
Yes,
really
and I feel like leather is so great because first of all, it's very functional. And second of all, there's so many different silhouettes that you can try and it keeps you
can.
warm, it looks great, and it holds up really well over time. It's like the longer you have it and wear it, the better it gets.
It's like a good purse. Like you want
Yes.
that worn in after a couple years. It's like that worn
Yes.
in look you really want. Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. So what has been the biggest challenge that you faced growing your business? And then how did you overcome it?
Hmm. Okay. I'm like, there's been so many. I would say just
Yeah.
starting my business in general because I knew all of the fashion side of things and was
Okay.
well educated on that, but I didn't really know how to start a business. And I knew that I wanted to have an impact and to help people. And I knew the fashion side, but I'm like, where do I even go from here? And it felt so overwhelming because when you're starting a business, it's very isolating too. If you, especially if you don't have friends who do that or you weren't like
Mhm.
raised in a family with entrepreneurs. So for me, I ended up investing in a mentor and it was one of the best investments I've ever made because it just comes back to you tenfold. You are saving so much time by working with somebody who's been there before you and done the things rather than stumbling and figuring out so much on your own as you go. And that also gave me a community of stylists that I could always touch and like and connect with them and to see if they've had any issues and it's just yeah, it was the best investment ever and I highly recommend that everybody invest in a mentor if you're in a business because it's important to have some sort of like sounding board and somebody who is in a place that you want to be in your business as well.
Well, and I was going to say a lot of people don't know how to, you're right. A lot of people don't know how to start a business. Like,
Yeah.
okay, do you have a name? How are you going to brand yourself?
Yes.
Like, are you going to be 1099, an LLC, a C Corp? Who's going to do your taxes? How are you going to do your bookkeeping? Like, what expenses do I need to track? Like, what are my systems and processes? So a lot of times people want to start a business, they don't know
Mm-hmm.
how, and
Yes.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah, it's
Whether
so
it's
overwhelming. There's so many choices that you and it takes so much effort to also research each of those choices to figure out what's best.
yeah,
And it just feels like you could definitely just go down a rabbit hole forever in that. So I'm like, no.
absolutely.
Have someone
Smart
help you.
decision. Yes, smart decision. So, and I was going to say, I've had a client who started their own business, literally do the math, and between starting their own business and then a friend starting their business in a similar field a couple states away, and what they did was, our clients invested in coaching
Mm-hmm.
and they saved, I think, 552 hours
Oh my gosh.
of
I'm not
over,
surprised at all.
right? Because while their friends were still trying to figure out systems and processes and how to, grow their business and get sales and do all these things, our clients had a coach saying, have you done this? What's working? What's not working? Right? Helping
Yes.
give parameters, suggestions, ideas on how to grow a business. And in the end, is the upfront cost a little scary sometimes?
Yes.
100%. And getting a mentor or coach. Is it scary? Yep. But guess what? You're going to have some accountability, and it's going to make you say, hey, I better do this because I'm paying
Yes.
somebody to help me grow my business versus trying to figure out and just doing it half-ass, really, if you think about it. So,
Yes, I
yeah.
totally agree with you. It is a scary investment, but also I'm like, if you are working with the right person, it's going to just come back to you multiplied, so it's worth the investment. Like, put it on a credit card. I'm like,
Yes.
it's
And
gonna
it'll,
come back.
and it's going to be a tax write-off, so it's
Yes,
okay.
it's
You're
investing
investing in
in yourself.
yourself and in your business. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Great advice. And I was going to say, what is some of the best advice that you've ever been given?
My gosh, I feel like there's been so much good advice that I've received. I think just working one on one with clients, it's
Mm,
it's stretches you in ways that you didn't think possible. And I remember hearing
right?
this thing, it's never about the situation, it's how you react to the situation. And that has always been in the back of my head because I think having space to be like patient and be willing to learn and to grow is so important. And every person that you're dealing with is going to be a very different experience, but you just have to handle it the best way that you can. And I think for me, I'm like, I just need to show up with love and light every day. And if I do that, then I know things will work out. And if I have good intentions with people, then good is going to come from that too.
100%. And by the way, that is good emotional intelligence because you are not your emotions, it's how you
Yeah.
react
Yes.
with those emotions is who you
And to
become.
be honest, I feel like starting a business is like a deep, deep, deep dive into personal development because before I know I would get super frustrated at situations, and now I'm like, okay, this is a lesson, and how can I see the positive side of things? And I'm always growing and learning.
And isn't that like the balance of life is if we're not, somebody always used to, a leader always used to say, if you're not learning and growing, you're dying
Yes.
because then we just stay stuck in life.
Yes.
So I love that. Absolutely. And I know that a morning ritual, a morning routine is something that we've talked about that is
Yes.
like, you got to have a good morning routine.
Yes, I was just talking with one of my accountability buddies today, and we were just discussing our morning routines. I'm like, yeah, I have to wake up, I meditate, I journal, I read, I will do yoga, have my green smoothie just to start my day. And I'm like, I want to do that all alone. I don't want to to be around other people. It's just like setting my energy and the tone for the day and really being intentional with that time.
I have a client who was just telling me that this week too. She's like, I don't need my family just like bombarding me before like
Yeah.
I'm fully awake in the morning. She goes, it sets the tone, for craziness. And, you know, I think if husbands, wives, spouses, partners, kids, if they do that and it drives you nuts and that's not a good morning ritual, try to set some boundaries, set some
Yes.
expectations because if you handle your mornings better, they're going to be able to handle you and your emotions and your decisions better throughout the day, anyways. It's
A
going to be good for
thousand.
everybody.
Yes, it's so much better. And I know it's probably so much harder with people who have kids. Like she was telling me, she's like, I have to get up at 5 because I just need that time by myself. And I'm like, good for you.
Mhm.
I think that's amazing. I'm like, the only living beings around me at the time are my dogs. Cause I'm like, they just lay down and they know what we're doing.
Right? I used to be that, it was me and my dog Alice, and we had our routine, and that was it. And then Michael came in the picture, and that all just went out the door. She's like, "Hey, where's our morning nuggles in the morning?" So I get you. So
I love
uh,
that.
I know, I dogs. I love them.
They're the best.
I love them. They are. They absolutely are. So, what is one business tip you tell everybody on how to grow their business when they ask you, all right, Alena, what is one tip? What would you say that one tip would be?
Um, I think for me, it's collaboration and networking.
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think they're both so important. I think because if you are a solopreneur and you're the only one in your business, it's so important to be able to bounce ideas off of other people and people who can
Mm-hmm.
relate to the experience that you're in too, because not everybody can. If most people are working a typical 9 to 5, what their life it looks like and what your life looks like are very different. So I think making time to meet other people who are in like similar spaces as you and then collaborate and connect with them, because I'm like that's the fun of having your business is meeting other people and growing, and like we said, like if you're not growing and learning, you're dying. So get out there,
That's
put
right.
yourself out there and get uncomfortable and put yourself in situations around people that you actually really want to be around and learn from.
What are some of your favorite ways to network and meet new people?
Okay, let's see. I do a lot of networking. I am in like BNI, which is a professional networking group. I am
Yeah.
in a professional, it's called PWRG, Professional Women's Referral Group. And I was in a few online communities in 2021
Mhm.
and 2022. But for me, I'm like, I get so much energy of meeting people in person, and I'm a stylist. So I'm like, I get to show up and look good, and then people will be drawn to me in those spaces
Yeah.
too. But it's
Yeah.
just a different energy. So I'm like, if they're having chamber mixers for different cities, like going and checking those out. If they have any women's groups that are women business owners, I'm like, I want to go and try and explore and meet new people all the time. And I love being able to be in those spaces and then to be able to connect other people, because that's such I feel like that's the beauty in networking too, is like you get to help other people and connect them
Yep.
and help them partner up. So I love that.
So I know one of your favorite books is "You Are a Badass" by Jen Sincero. Like, I love that book as well. What's some of the things that you've taken away and implied in your business? I love her book. I mean,
I'm
like,
like, I like all
what?
of them, and I'm like, I have like, you're a badass at making money, you're a badass like with habits. I think, well, I'm like, I don't know which one it was in, but I feel like all of them have so many good tips, and I feel like she
Yeah.
shows this, the whole idea of her storytelling, I love too, and she shows that you can like have fun and you can trust in the universe and your abundance and feel really good, but also like you don't have to take things too seriously. And I think that's just like the way she probably is and how she writes things. I'm like, this is hilarious and it's relatable.
Yes, and if y'all haven't read the book, men included, read the book. I mean,
Yes.
it's fun, it's practical. Like, what is it? The chapter of like one of her very first books, like get up and wash your face. Like, just get up and just wash your
Yes.
face. And I'm like, yep, you're right. Sometimes there are mornings, especially if you're, starting your own business or you're a leader, and that's it's like the first. Our parent company always says the hardest door to open is the car door in the mornings. It's,
That's
just
true.
go.
Once you're there doing something, you're like, okay, I'm in it. It's just the first initial reaction of like getting up and doing it.
And so that's what when she said just get up and wash your face, I'm like, you're right. Because how many times do we want to hit the alarm every
Yes.
morning? Like, no,
Snooze.
not yet,
I'm
not
so
yet, not yet. Yeah. So my
I've gotten way
husband,
better though about the snooze button, I have to say, because now I think I'm so focused on these my morning
oh yeah.
rituals that I'm like, oh, I want to have that time to do it.
Luckily, my son has basically curbed that because we got to get him to school by 7:30 in the morning. So like, there's no working
Yeah,
around it anyway.
you have
So
to get up.
we're up, we got to go. Yeah. He's my alarm at all times every day. So, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It just creates better
Yes.
habits in the morning and making sure we're sticking to all those good habits. What are some of the other fun habits that you've learned as an entrepreneur that you've implemented that you didn't before when you were, being a designer compared to a stylist?
I think my organization has reached another level.
Hey, I love
Just
it.
because I'm like, it was a very different way to organize things as now. I'm like, okay, you're working with people and being cognizant, and I would say the other thing is having boundaries, because in the
Mm,
fashion industry, people are crazy and they expect so much from you and it's so unreasonable. And I realized once I started my business, I'm like, I have to have boundaries with clients or else I'm going to feel so overwhelmed. And I think that comes with like communicating. That's really what it boils down to, is I'm much better at communicating the expectations with clients and ways that we're going to interact with each other, like preparing them for each session we're going to have. So yeah, I'm trying to be much more organized and it's working out really well.
Isn't it amazing how that happens? Like
Yes.
organization, communication. Who knew that was, it's going to make life so much easier. But you're
Yes.
right, because there's so many people out there in business, whether you're a stylist, realtor, mortgage, financial advisor, where unless you set expectations with clients, they will
Hmm.
call and text you at all crazy hours of the night.
Yes.
We need to make sure, yes, we have access to people 24/7, but it's called some boundaries.
Yes.
And
I
if
was
you're
just
listening,
shopping. I was just shopping with a client and I was working with the sales associate there. She was amazing. And then before she left, my client and I were like leaving and she was like, "If you ever need anything 24 hours a day, let me know." And I was like, "I would never do that, just so you know." Now, don't ever think that I would do that because I respect you and your time.
yes, and I tell people all the time, your family time should be your family time. Like after
Yes.
work hours should be yours, and set the expectations of like,
Yeah.
hey, I got your text, I got your email, I'll respond to you in the morning, and I'll get you
Yes.
your answer in the morning.
I
Nothing is
agree.
typically so emergency that they're going to be dying unless you are probably a doctor, or somebody where their life is literally in your hands.
Yes.
Everything else can wait. So I think there's always expectations that need to be set and people don't do it. And so now everybody's got this rush, rush, rush. And I think that's
Yeah.
why one of the reasons why there's so much stress in the world today.
Oh, I'm sure. I remember like designing and it would be like, we have a deadline, all of this stuff. And it was so chaotic and hectic. And we were designing so many lines, working with so many different vendors and factories. And I'm like, and one of our production team members, she's like, we're not doctors, okay? We're not saving lives. If this needs to get taken care of tomorrow, like, so be it. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
Seriously, I mean, literally, for most of us, we're not saving lives. Are we
Yeah.
helping them and nurturing them and helping them be more confident at times? Absolutely.
Yes.
But it's typically not the end of the world. It's okay.
Yes.
So, speaking of relaxing and taking it easy, what are some of the fun things that you love to do when you've got time off? Where do you love to go?
So I love being outdoors.
Okay.
And I think living in like the Bay Area, I'm very fortunate because you can be in any terrain within a couple hours. Like I could go to the beach, I can go to the woods, well, the mountains. Yes, I could go
Yep.
to the mountains.
Yep.
I'm like, the snow, obviously, when it's cold out, but I'm like, it's so nice. I love being outside. I love taking walks with my dogs and I play soccer, I do yoga, and I think it's just time for me to reset too, which I love. So
Mm.
I'm like, anytime I can be outside and I can acknowledge all the beauty around me and get inspiration from that too, I'm like, it feels so good. I also love to eat and to travel.
Ooh. Okay. Favorite food? What you got? What's your favorite meal or favorite cuisine? What do you love?
Okay, this is hard. So I started eating vegan in January, but my
Okay.
favorite food is definitely seafood. I'm like, I've never
Mine
had a
too.
seafood I didn't like, but I would say maybe burritos and sushi. Those would be my top two favorite foods.
Those are good. I was gonna say seafood is always anything seafood wise is mine, but I
Yeah.
do love like a good char grilled oyster, especially like if you're in New
Ooh.
Orleans. Mm,
Yes. Oh my gosh, I
with
had
like the
oysters there like
crusty
every
bread.
day.
Me too. Crusty bread, lots of garlic and butter and all of the things. Yes, I'm right there
I
with
did
you.
say whenever I travel next, if I'm going somewhere like tropical, I'm definitely eating seafood. I'm like, I don't care. Uh, I'm like,
Yeah.
I love seafood, and it's especially if it's somewhere fresh and delicious, I'm eating that.
Yep, I'm right there with you. If I am by the ocean, we are eating seafood. I don't care if it's a shack off the beach or if it's got to be a nice
Yes.
restaurant, we got to find it somewhere.
Yes,
So,
I agree. I'm like lobster, crab, anything,
yep.
scallops, oysters.
Ooh, paella. I love a good paella.
Mm,
Like, see, we
me
can turn this
too.
podcast, you guys, into a seafood fest. I'm sure we can come up with all kinds of
Yes.
crazy, fun recipes. I love that. So we have so much in common. Okay, I love ending the podcast with this question that I ask. Okay, what is the funniest story you can share with us about you growing up?
Okay, so I'm like, I had so many that I was like, I don't know what to narrow it down to, but you did talk about my brother, so I'm like, this is perfect. My brother
Yep.
is a great, he's like a team player. Okay, he helps me.
Okay.
I style him, and he does my videos. So
I was gonna say those
people
videos
love
that
him.
your brother the likes on there is like hundreds, thousands of likes because your brother. I mean, he just owns it, man. I
Yes,
love it.
people love it. But I will say, I remember when, so I'm 3 years older than him. And when we were little, my granny was talking, like, what are we going to name him? And I thought I was going to be able to pick out his name. And
Of
I
course.
mean, luckily I wasn't able to do that, but I would just call him Carrot. And I think it's because I had red hair that I was like, oh, he's going to have red hair too. He's going to look like a little carrot. So I would call him that for a while. And then my parents were like, that's not his name.
But it's cute. I mean,
He doesn't
Kara.
have red hair. So it didn't work anyway.
Okay, now do you still call him Carrot to get his attention once in a while?
No, no, I don't. But I should.
Okay. See, there you go. Like next time you need to grab his attention, there you go. You can just resort back to those days. But that is such a fun story.
Yes.
A fun story. Okay, what is your favorite thing about, living out in the Bay Area? Because it's a gorgeous part of the country.
Well, I would say food.
There you
Like it's
go.
beautiful here, but the food is so good because I think you can have cuisine from anywhere in the world because it's such a diverse place. And I'm like, there's not much food that isn't good that you can experience here. Like Mexican food,
Okay.
I love it. There's so many great options here. I'm like Thai
Mm,
food, yum. There's so
you've
many.
got little, huh?
Yes, yes, Chinese food. There's great Chinese
Yeah.
food. There's Japantown. There's literally everything. Really good Italian food too. So I would say that's the
Okay.
best part. And I like the people because it is so diverse. And for me, it's fun because it's such a mix of different backgrounds. And I love that everybody, I mean, I'm born and raised in the Bay Area, and that's very uncommon. So I love hearing about where people are from and like their takes on what it's like being here. And I will say most people really enjoy it too, which is nice.
Awesome. So, how can people get a hold of you? If they're interested in connecting with you and working with you, what's the best way to reach out?
I would say the best way is through my website, which is leblanclabel.com. And on there, you're able to read a little bit more about my services, about me, and you're able to sign up for a consult call. And I do offer free 30-minute style discovery calls where we really dig deeper and I get to learn a little bit more about you, what your goals are, and help you create a plan to get you to where you want to be.
Awesome. So, everybody reach out because you will love the styles that she puts together. Check her out on Instagram.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
was like
Instagram?
Instagram too. Instagram, I'm very active. So my Instagram is LeBlanc underscore label.
There you go. Everybody reach out, check her brother out, because everybody else does as
Yes.
well. So, Alena, thank you so much for
Thank
hopping
you so
on the
much.
podcast today. You guys, that wraps up another empowering episode of Talk with Coach. I hope you found today's podcast insightful, valuable, and actionable. Remember, growth is a journey and every step forward counts. If you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to subscribe to it on YouTube and Spotify for more inspiring contests. And hey, I love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, opinions, and questions, and suggest some good topics by reaching out to me on social media. And until next time, keep striving for greatness, keep pushing your limits, and remember your success story is waiting to be written. This is Becca Goldsberry signing off. Take care and make it a blessed day.